Hello! Welcome to the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. In this video, we are going to listen to conversations about the elections. This video is divided into two parts, where the characters will talk about the elections and what happens during the election period. There will be a listening comprehension quiz at the end of each scene, so listen carefully and see if you get all of the questions correctly. Also, be sure to stay with us until the end of the video. We'll point out important words from the conversations, everyday slang, and the most common way to say things in English. Watch for these words and phrases in the subtitles. You'll find their meanings in the vocabulary section in the last part of the video. Are you ready? Let's get started. First, let's listen to a conversation between Nancy and her mom. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video.
What are you reading, Mom?
Just catching up on the news. There's a big article about the upcoming elections.
Elections? What are those exactly?
Good question. So, elections are when people vote to choose their leaders, like the president, senators, and mayors. The person who gets the most votes wins. It's how we decide who gets to make the big decisions in the country.
We get to choose?
Yes. Every citizen who is 18 years old or older has the right to vote. That means once you're old enough, you can help decide who runs the country.
Really?
Yes, it is your right to vote. But it's not just your right, it's also your responsibility. We don't just vote because we can, we vote because it matters. It's one of the ways we make our voices heard.
That sounds like a very serious thing to do.
Yes, and that is why it is important for you to be updated on the news. That way, when you turn 18, you will have an idea of the type of candidate you will vote for.
But Mom, it's hard to choose just one person.
Yes, it is definitely hard, honey. But this wouldn't be the first time you're voting. Remember last weekend when we all had to choose where to go for dinner? You wanted tacos, but I wanted some sushi. And your brothers wanted tacos too?
Yeah. We did vote on what restaurant to eat at for dinner.
Right. So, we all gave our opinions and went with what most people wanted. With the elections, it's the same idea, just on a much bigger scale. People vote for the candidates who share their values, ideas, and beliefs about how things should be.
But what if someone doesn't like the same person I like?
That's going to happen for sure. And that's okay. You can't and shouldn't force anyone to vote for your preferred candidate.
I guess that's true.
But what's great is that you can talk to people, share what you've learned, and explain why you feel the way you do. You can educate other people, and you should also be open to learning and listening to their thoughts.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair way to handle things.
Voting is about being heard, and also about listening.
Here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Nancy and her mom. What are elections? The elections are when people vote to choose their leaders. Who wins the elections? The person with the most votes wins. How old do you have to be able to vote? You have to be 18 years old or older. So, did you get all the questions correctly? Let us know in the comment section. Now, let's listen to another conversation between Nancy and her mom. Let's begin.
So, when do people actually do the voting thing?
On election day. But let me tell you, there's a lot that happens before that day even comes.
Like what?
Well, before election day, there's the campaign period. That's when all the people who want to be elected start doing everything they can to persuade the public to vote for them.
Persuade them how?
They give speeches, they go on TV and the internet, they put up ads, they visit towns and meet people, do photo ops. It's a whole show. They try to show voters who they are and what they stand for.
What else do they do?
They have debates. Politicians running for the same government position often have these public debates. It's when they get up on stage and answer questions about the big issues the country is facing.
Like what kind of issues?
Could be anything, really. How to help people find jobs, what to do about the environment, how to make healthcare better, stuff that affects real people's lives. The debates help us see where each candidate stands and what their plans are. It's like hearing their game plan.
Whoa, that sounds intense.
It can be, but it is very important. It helps voters figure out who they connect with and who they trust to make the right decisions.
Where do people vote?
At a polling place. That could be a library, a school gym, or a community center. It can be different for every state or even city.
So how do you vote?
In some places, you fill out a paper ballot. But a lot of places use machines now, big touchscreen machines where you tap your choices. Some even scan the paper ballots with fancy machines to count votes faster.
Very high tech.
Yes, it is. Everyone's vote gets counted, and by the end of the night, or sometimes a bit later, they'll announce the winners.
What do you do if the person you voted for didn't win?
Well, that happens. And it can be a bummer. But here's the thing, that's part of the deal. We respect each other's choices. Just because someone voted differently doesn't mean they're wrong or bad. It just means they see things differently. We can disagree and still be kind to each other. Everyone gets a voice, and everyone's voice counts the same.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
It is fair. And that's why it's such a big deal. It's not just about picking someone, it's about being part of something bigger.
Before we review the key vocabulary from these conversations, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Nancy and her mom. What happens during the campaign period? It is when people who want to be elected start doing everything they can to persuade the public to vote for them. What happens during debates? Politicians get up on stage and answer questions about the big issues the country is facing. Where do people vote? People vote at a polling place. It could be a library, school gym, or community center. How many questions did you answer correctly? Let us know in the comments section. Now let's review the vocabulary from these conversations. First, we'll review some of the natural-sounding everyday phrases used by native English speakers. Watch the video again after you study the vocabulary words to learn them even better, and subscribe to see our other videos. Make our voices heard. Use your vote to show what you believe or care about. Just on a much bigger scale. The same thing, but happening in a much larger way. Game plan. A strategy or plan for how to do something or how to win. High tech. Very advanced or modern, especially with technology. It can be a bummer. It can be disappointing or make you feel down. Now, let's review the key vocabulary used in the conversations. Responsibility. Something you are expected to do or take care of. Candidate. A person who wants to be chosen for a government job through an election. Persuade. To convince someone to think or do something. Photo op. A planned chance for someone, usually a politician, to look good in a photo. Ballot. A piece of paper or system used to vote in an election. Were the conversations relatable? Try using these conversations with your family and friends. Thank you for watching the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one.